Hi everyone, welcome back to Travel and Transform. Before we begin, I want to share that on this channel, we post step-by-step guides for travel forms like visas and passport renewals, as well as complete city guides with itineraries for transport, lodging, and tickets. If that sounds useful, consider subscribing so you don't miss future updates. You can also visit our blog to download affidavits you may need as supporting documents. Today I am going to start with a story. Girish turned 20 and got a new American passport. He decided to travel to India to trek in the Himalayas. Once landed at the immigration, he showed his American passport and an OCI card. The officer denied entry, saying his documents are not in order. Girish got shocked. After completing 24 hours of the journey, being denied at the airport was something he was not expecting. The officer said that his OCI card is valid, but the passport associated with the OCI has expired. He needed to apply for a reissue of the OCI card after getting a new passport after turning 20. Girish tried to argue that his OCI is still not expired, and he is showing his old passport associated with the OCI card. But he was still denied entry and deported back to Dallas. Do not let this happen to you. Therefore, today we'll walk you through renewing your OCI card in the USA after turning 20 years old. Once you turn 20 and get a new passport, you must reissue your OCI card. The government requires your photo to match your current appearance. Many people get confused about whether they need to renew their OCI after turning 20, even if their current OCI card is still valid for a few more years. Here's the clarification, also stated on the government website. An OCI card is required to be reissued each time a new passport is acquired by the cardholder up to the age of 20 years. When you turn 20, you'll need a new passport because your physical features may have changed. Between the ages of 20 and 49, if you get a new passport, you only need to update your OCI online. A full reissue is not required. However, once you turn 50, if you get a new passport, some consulates recommend reissuing your OCI card, while others say that an update on OCI services is enough. In this video, I will walk you through a step-by-step process to reissue an OCI card after getting a new passport once you turn 20 years old in the USA. The first step is to fill out an online application, then gather all the required documents. The next step is to pay the fee online. Find your jurisdiction to send your application package. Post to VFS office. Track your application status online. And finally, receive your new OCI card. Before you start filling out the online application form on the government portal, you will need 3 documents: your new passport, a recent passport-size photograph, and proof of address. These are some guidelines for the passport-size picture. Uploading the picture is mandatory for application submission. Photograph should be in color and the size of 2 by 2 inch with face centered and white background. There should not be any distractions in the background. No washout or pixelated image. Look directly into the camera with open eyes and mouth closed. Do not wear glasses or cover the face with a scarf. Make sure image is not too dark or light, and applicant should be alone in the picture. The most common document to show the address is the driver's license. If your driver's license does not have your current address listed, then you can also show a utility bill, a lease, or mortgage papers. Scan all 3 documents because you need to upload them to the portal. Make sure that the documents and pictures you send to VFS will match exactly the documents you uploaded on the portal. Any mismatch will result in the denial of the application. Let's start filling out the application form on the Government of India portal. Go to the ociservices.gov.in website and click on OCI registration. Register on the website using the name exactly as written on your new passport and use your US mobile number and then log in. Click on Online Registration and select OCI Miscellaneous Services. Make sure to go through the eligibility and documents required sections before filling out the form. Click Apply Online. Use the passport number that is affiliated with your OCI, OCI number, and date of birth, and click Proceed. If a match is found, you will get access to the application form. Select the change of personal particulars under Services for reissuance of OCI card, and click Save and Continue. You will need to fill out a 6-page application form. Select USA as your place of submission and your consulate where you will be sending the application. Enter the details of your new passport and your personal details. Enter your current address. Remember, if you change your country, you will need to update your OCI again. Otherwise, you will be denied entry to India if you use the OCI to visit India. Finally, enter your occupation at the time of submission of this application. In the next screen, you will need to upload your picture and signature. Make sure you send the same picture to the VFS, and your signature must match the signature in the physical application form. Click on Choose File and select a picture in JPG format with a file size of less than 1 megabyte. Use the scroll bar or drag to adjust the face in the middle of the selection and click Crop. Similarly, upload a signature image. Once you are satisfied with the image and signature, click Save and Continue. Part B of the form is about your criminal background. Answer all questions truthfully. If you have a criminal background, then make sure to send the related court documents. Now select how you got another country's citizenship and the date of acquisition. If you were previously an Indian national, then also provide your renounced passport number. Next, you need to upload the mandatory documents. Remember, you will get only 5 chances to re-upload. Select the proof of address from the drop-down menu. The most common document for proof of address is the driver's license. If your driver's license does not show your current address, then you can show the utility bill, lease agreement, or mortgage papers reflecting your name and the current address. Upload the proof of address. The next document that you need to upload is your new passport, which is affecting the requisite changes in your OCI. Make sure all the files are in PDF format with less than 1 megabyte in size. Once uploaded, select Submit. Now, on the final page, review that all the information provided is correct. Click on the Modify button if you need to make changes. Once satisfied, click Final Submit. In the next screen, you can download the PDF of your application. You will need to print out this form and sign it. Make sure to glue your original photo on top of the printed photo. The file reference number will be returned on the side of the form. Make sure to sign the form on the 3rd page, and your signature must match the signature image you uploaded online. Now it's time to put together all the documents to send them to the VFS. We have completed the government form, and now it's time to collect the supporting documents. Click on the link and then select OCI Miscellaneous Services. After that, click on the OCI fees and document required. This is the fees. And we are going to cover the document checklist of adult. The first mandatory document is the government form, which we have already filled in step 1. The next requirement is the photo and signature. You can click on the link to revisit the photograph requirement that we already talked about. Make sure that the physical photo is affixed to your physical application form and that the digital photo is the same one that you uploaded on the website. Similarly, the signature that you uploaded on the website must match with the signature in physical form. Use only blue or black ink to sign the document. Next, you need to provide a copy of your current valid passport, and this document must be self-attested. Along with that, you need to submit your OCI card, original, and copies of the first and last 2 pages. If you are requesting any change in your personal particulars, then make sure that you attach the correct documents and remember that these documents must be self-attested. Provide proof of your legal status in the USA if you hold a non-US passport. This document must be self-attested. Acceptable documents can be Green Card, EAD, or I-797 approval notice. Next comes the copy of your employment letter. If you are employed, get it from your employer. If you are self-employed, then provide documentary proof of your self-employment. If you are retired, provide some documentary proof that you are retired. And if you are a student, show documentary proof such as an admission letter. If the applicant has never been employed, then you will need to write a self-written statement. You can download a copy of this statement from the store on my website. If you are filing for a minor, the next required document is the Parent Authorization Form, which must be notarized. You can click on the link to get the affidavit. Make sure that both parents must sign this form. The next requirement is the joint affidavit of subsisting marriage, which must also be notarized if your spouse is a foreign national. Click on the link to get the form. Make sure you sign this, and your foreign origin spouse must also sign. You will also need to provide your proof of address. This document also needs to be self-attested. If your driver's license does not have your current address, then you can use your utility bill, lease, or mortgage papers. For non-US nationals living in the US, proof of your native address must also be submitted, and this document must be self-attested. Another requirement is the affidavit in lieu of original, where you declare that you are submitting true copies of the originals. Click on the link to get the format and make sure to fill it out correctly. You also need to provide an undertaking letter. Click on the link to get the form. You also have to provide a consent letter to the embassy, giving them permission to make any changes in your application without contacting you. You can click on the link to get the format for this letter as well. Finally, you must include the surrender of your Indian voter ID and ration card, which is mandatory for all applicants. Click on the link to get the form. If you have never been issued a ration card or voter ID, or if you have already surrendered it, then check the appropriate boxes and sign. We will talk about the fee in the next section. And finally, remember to carefully read the additional important information that may be particular to your case. If you are unable to upload all your supporting documents, please attach them to your physical application package. There are some common mistakes people make that cause their applications to be rejected, so make sure to go through this list. In addition, there are some useful tips provided. Make sure to read them as well. Next is to pay the processing fees. The last step is to pay the fees and send the documents to VFS. This is the list of consulates where you need to send your application package. We will talk about your jurisdiction in the next step. Click on the link. In the next screen, register on VFS Global to pay the fees. You can pay for multiple applications within the same registration. Once registered, log in. Click on Create New Application. Then select your center, select OCI from the main, and OCI Card Miscellaneous Services from the application categories. I would highly recommend that you pay using a credit or debit card. Click Add Customer. Get the OCI government reference number from the government form that you filled in Step 1 and your American passport and all other details and click Submit. Now select Courier Service. At the moment, VFS is not directly offering FedEx services. Therefore, you need to select I will use my own courier label. Now you have an option of using the third-party courier service, such as USPS, UPS, FedEx, etc., or click on Click Here to use FedEx services linked to VFS. Let's go through the VFS offered FedEx service first. Click on Click Here. Enter the destination on this page, select application type OCI Miscellaneous, and select your VFS center. Now on the next page, add your address details. Click on Validate Address. Once your address is validated, click Next. In the next screen, enter your contact details. Get the government reference number from the PDF generated form from step 1. The last step is to pay. It will display the shipping cost. Click on Pay Now and use your credit or debit card to pay the fees. Now let's go back and this time pay using the third-party courier service, which will be cheaper. Select Purchase Third-Party Courier. Let's create an outgoing label via USPS. Go to USPS.com and register, then sign in. Click on Click End Ship and start creating a label. The shipping address will be one of your consulate's addresses. Go back to VFS and copy your consulate address. Put VFS Global as first and last name and your consulate mission name as company, and then fill the address. Get the reference number from the government form and paste it here. Then click on Create this label. Select No to Hazardous Materials and choose a shipping date. USPS allows only up to 7 days, which means that within that period you must ship your package. Put at least $1 for insurance purposes. I would recommend using one of their flat rate envelopes. Choose the envelope that will fit all your documents. Do not select box. VFS will charge you extra for boxes. Choose any extra service you want and then click Add to Cart. Now click on Pay Now. Once you pay, it will generate a tracking label. Similarly, create a new label, and this time put your address as the recipient if you want VFS to send your package using your label. Put both incoming, you to VFS, and outgoing, VFS to you, tracking numbers. VFS offers outgoing labels for $19. So if you are worried that 7 days will not be enough for VFS to process your application and send it back to you, and that the label will expire, then let VFS create that label for you. Otherwise, USPS labels won't get activated until they are scanned. So even if VFS sends it 2 or 3 weeks later, your label will still be active. Now click Next. Your total fee will be displayed. Click Continue and confirm the application. It will take you to the payment screen. Use your debit or credit card to pay for the VFS processing fees. Click Download and print it. You must include this receipt in your submission packet. In the USA, your OCI application jurisdiction is based on where you currently live. The country is divided into regions, and each region is handled by an official diplomatic mission of the Government of India. Go to the Indian Government Embassy in Washington, D.C. website and choose your state to see which consulate you should apply to and send your application package. This is important because every consulate has slightly different instructions. I have provided addresses of all the consulates and embassy in the description box. Indians residing in Northern California, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, Hawaii, and the Territory of Guam should send their application package to the Consulate General in San Francisco. Indians residing in Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico to the Consulate General in Los Angeles. Indians residing in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, and Alaska to the Consulate General in Seattle. Indians residing in Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas to the Consulate General in Houston. Indians residing in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri to the Consulate General in Chicago. Indians residing in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands to the Consulate General in Atlanta. Indians residing in Kentucky, North Carolina, Virginia and West Virginia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Bermuda to the Embassy in Washington, D.C. Indians residing in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York to the Consulate General in New York. Indians residing in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine to the Consulate General in Boston. More new service centers will be opening soon, so keep checking back on this channel. I'll share updates with you as soon as they become operational. Now it's time to post your application package to VFS. Place documents in a secure envelope. Do not send your original passport or original OCI card unless VFS specifically asks for it. Write your file reference number on the top right corner of the packet. Keep the tracking number until delivery is confirmed. Track your application status by using the online tracking facility. Track status at OCI Services Status Inquiry using your file reference number and passport number. VFS will notify you when your new OCI is ready. You will get it by post within 3 to 4 weeks. That's your complete guide to OCI renewal after turning 20 in the USA. If you have found this video helpful, then give it a thumbs up, like this video, and subscribe for more travel guides. See you next time with more travel-related documents.